Hello everyone, this is the FPL trio. I am Pulkit, and as always, I am joined by my co-hosts Daniel and Michael. Michael, how's it going?
Going pretty good. A very long week, but can't wait until the FPL starts and it's an early deadline, so can't come any quicker. How about you, Daniel?
Going great as well. Excited for the weekend to come by.
All right. So as always, we are here to review our game week, and this is game week 12. So let's start with you, Daniel.
Yes, finally, a good green arrow. So I sold Haaland this week, which turned out to be the right move because as everyone can see, Man City are not winning games. They even drew a 3-3 in the Champions League yesterday. So yeah, just to go ahead real quick, finally an Arsenal clean sheet. Roya and Gabriel with 6 points each. Dalo and Ait Nouri blank, but that's fine. Bruno blank, that was a tough one to take. And then Palmer also blank, and so did Mbemo. But the good thing as to why I got a green arrow is because Salah, my captain, got 13 points. He got 26 points with the captaincy. And then CUNHA as well also got another 16 points. And Solanke also returned, and then he actually dropped in price the same night. So I'm not too sure why, but that's fine. Calvert Lewin blanked for like the 15th game in a row. I already sold him. And Bruno actually, just to go back on him, it was between him or Saka. And then I went with him because I think we discussed it, all three of us. You guys helped me. We thought he could haul versus Ipswich, but actually they drew 1-1 and there was a tough start to the Amorim managerial campaign. So yeah, pretty good game week overall. I went up from like maybe 3.4 million to 2.6. That's a big green arrow. And yeah, looking to keep building that up.
Yeah, I remember Daniel, you were discussing about this Brighton mid and Saka or Konya and Bruno. So at least Konya delivered for you, that which is good. And I think long term Konya is so good. And I think we discussed that if you could have got Konya plus Saka, that would have been the best
Yeah,
thing.
but I didn't
Yeah.
get the
Yeah.
version. It was the optimal move in my eyes as well,
Exactly.
but unfortunately did not manage to do that.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Ipswich, Bruno, like there were a lot of expectations for Bruno to hold, but at the same time, Nottingham Forest wasn't supposed to be an easy fixture for Arsenal. Like defensively, Nottingham Forest have been doing so good. So that was also in our minds that maybe this might not be the best entry point for Arsenal. But this week it will be interesting because West Ham is a good game for Arsenal. But then Bruno has Everton.
Yeah.
And that's I mean, sorry, go ahead, Michael.
Go ahead, Daniel.
I was gonna say, I mean, since Odegaard was back versus Forest and now versus Sporting in the Champions League, they won 5-1. Looks like he was a big key to Arsenal. So we should be getting like good Arsenal results in the long run. I mean, as long as he can stay healthy. So Saka, it could be a must-have in the next couple of weeks if someone doesn't have already.
Yeah, because like I was gonna say with Saka, like against West Ham, that should be an easy game. But then somehow West Ham won 3-0 over the weekend. So it's a bit, throws something in the mix there where should we get Saka this week or should we get him next week? Especially when Bruno has a very good game this week against Everton.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, if you are planning to get Saka for Bruno, then don't think this is the win to get him because Bruno has done really good game. And with SPN now we are seeing it can go anyway. Like uh, pretty much we were sure on Isaac getting a haul against West Ham, and then it's not just that Isaac didn't get a haul, but actually Newcastle lost.
Yeah, and actually the week after Arsenal play United, so I'm gonna switch them. I'm planning on getting Saka the week after United. Is like when Arsenal's fixtures is plenty of green fixtures, so that's when I'm going to be getting him if I stick to my plan, obviously.
Yeah, all right. Then congrats on the green arrow, and let's get first team.
Yeah, so my bus team, I made an early change already. I got Joao Pedro in for Calvert-Lewin, and it was good because I already won point two. Calvert-Lewin dropped and Pedro went up 0.1. And right now, I see here it says the captaincy is on Salah, but right now in my actual team, it's currently on Bemo. I saw that I said that in the last 3 games he had like 0 shots on target, but they're playing Leicester at home and who just lost their manager, and Bemo has never blanked at home, so he could be I would say differential shots for captaincy. I know a lot of people will captain Salah because City have been awful so far and Liverpool are at home. So I would say it's between Mbemo or Salah for me. Currently leaning more towards Mbemo as a differential, I would say. But I'll see what happens between them today and tomorrow to make a final decision. No other changes up to the team. Same bench, same starting 11.
Perfect. Yeah, I think Mbumo is a good captaincy shout. It's just that with Visa in the team, he's looking a bit more wide. So just keep that in mind while you are making the decision. And by the way, I think Palmer is also a good shout for captaincy. Like since he's not playing in the European campaign, he'll be fully rested. Villa at home, Chelsea are doing good. But yeah. All right, then let's go to your team, Michael.
Yeah. So with this week here, it was a bit of a hit and miss where my defense and goalkeeper all blanked and I'm not getting a 0, which I did not expect from there. For my midfield, everyone blanked except for Salah, which got 13. And it was a 50-50 captaincy choice between Salah or Bruno. But unfortunately, Bruno blanked against Ipswich when I thought he would at least get 1 assist or 1 goal in that game. The stats were behind me, but in practice, it went against me. But thankfully, CUNHA, my man from last season and this season, scored 16. And Watkins finally got a return, which saved my game week somewhat. I know a lot of people traded him, but he has a very good fixture against Chelsea and I think Brentford and someone else over the next 3 game weeks. So I think he should get good points there. Dropped down with a very small green arrow. I think it was about 100,000 in rank, but not really too.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a small error. I remember you were at around the rank, but
Yeah.
do you regret? I mean, obviously you do. But Henderson has 7 points on your bench. Did you ever consider starting him instead of Silks, who was playing Arsenal, or not really?
So, I mean, with Crystal Palace, like he's been on and off with that team, especially in the defense. So I wasn't really considering it too much. And with Henderson, 7 points, 5 of those points were from a penalty save. So it was, if I didn't know that, I would have been regretting that decision. But a penalty save is like 1 in a million sort of chances. So yeah, I don't really regret it that much because of where he got those points.
Yeah, yeah. And I guess last time we discussed about this Cell and Henderson, I think it was a tough call for you. And because
Yeah.
I remember you mentioned you had Watkins against Henderson. So it
Yeah.
was like cancelling out in some ways.
Yep. So either way, like I would have been Watkins would have cancelled him out, or Saka would have cancelled sort of Cells out. Even if I didn't have Saka, so like I would have been 2 points either way, except this time the penalty came in my way.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Yeah, so you're not far off and your team looks really good. Let's look at it now. Look at your bus team.
Yeah. So this is my current bus team. Not much changes from last week. The good thing here is that all my players, except for Watkins, is playing at home. So that should be a good advantage going to this game week. The captaincy is still on Bruno at the moment because of the very good fixture against Everton, but that might change to Salah. Just want to see how he is going after the Real Madrid game. I didn't hear of any injuries, but I just want to see how he holds up in training, or if there's any late news about that, about Salah. But apart from that, not I'm thinking about transfers, but it's more wants rather than needs at the moment. So I probably will hold it off unless there's injuries coming late in the game week.
Speaking of Salah versus Madrid, did you guys see his penalty miss?
He missed a penalty. I didn't know that.
He just shot it wide. Wasn't even safe.
Uh,
Yeah.
That's his first miss, I think, in probably like a few years, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
I think he missed some time back as well. But yeah, it was a bad penalty, to be honest.
Like,
But interesting game, like a game in which Mabap and Salah both missed penalties. So,
But yeah, within 5 minutes, right? It was like a crazy game.
exactly.
Yeah, it was a weird like penalty from like he didn't look like he was trying to pace it, like he just banged it, like he just blasted it. And then
Yeah.
yeah, I can have a look at the replay.
Yeah,
Was it
I'll
corner?
definitely look at the replays.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, but I
let's
guess
just
not
yeah.
too much worry there because like now Real Madrid was at home for Liverpool and now Manchester City is also at home for Liverpool. And with Manchester City's like defensive troubles and also Salah's good record against Manchester City, he like we wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing where he is not that much involved in like 60, 70 minutes and then gets a brace all of a sudden.
Yeah. So hopefully he gets the same performance minus the penalty.
All right, then let's go to my team. So again, a bit mixed set match there. Of course, a captaincy blunder that I did over there. I was so confident on Salah doing well. I also cited this Saka example. Talked to so many people on Twitter explaining them why Salah is the best captaincy option this week. Because Liverpool, if you remember, we used to write this home away series, which is still going on Twitter. And there I used to write that it's an ideal scenario where your best attack faces the worst defense. So 20th ranked defense and first ranked attack. And this was this ideal scenario. And I even explained this to my wife and then didn't captain it. So basically, this is how FPL goes. But then got a surprising clean sheet from Flecken. I think this was the game of like worst defense versus the worst attack, and worst defense prevailed. So Flecken got a 9-pointer, which was good to have. Gabriel with a 6-pointer. Arsenal are back with their clean sheets. Everton also got a clean sheet. So Mikulenko 6-pointer, which was a good thing for the game to end 0-0 for me. Then at Nuri, I finally have him in for Trent. I think Trent at his price is a bit debatable whether to own or not. And also he was injured. So it was easy for me to sell him out. Then Palmer blank. But of course, Palmer blank has to be taken with a pinch of salt because if not for Medioke, he would have come out with a goal and the conversation would have been completely different. Salah got again a double digit score. I think he has like 7 or 8 this season already. Just crazy. And then Mbomo 3-pointer. I have had my doubts on him for a while now because he's playing too wide since the time Visa has come in. But this week they have a really good fixture. So let's see how it goes. Semenyo with just a 1-pointer. Haaland again blank. To be honest, when I left my captaincy on Haaland, I was not too sad. Like I of course wanted to captain Salah, and with a mistake I captained Haaland. But I when I saw the Spurs lineup, I still thought that maybe Haaland could get a brace or something. And then in the opening 10 minutes, it felt like Haaland would end up with a haul, but not to be the case. City lost 4-0, which is pretty much the most surprising thing of the weekend. Visa blank, Raul blank, both of them had sort of open chances on goal, like one-on-one with the goalkeeper. So this week, my front three had an XG of 2.48 and I have 0 returns from there. So that's how things are going for me at the moment. But a very small red arrow, almost a gray arrow. I think 100,000 places or something. So very similar to what Michael has. And let's see how it goes from here.
Yeah, fun fact. I mean, right now, I'm looking at the standings now. All three of us are super close, like in the standing. Like, and we've had such different teams. Like, Pulkit, yourself and Michael, you're only 1 point apart, and then I'm 8 points under Michael, so it's super close. And
Yeah.
we haven't had similar teams for a while now. So that's
Yeah.
super interesting.
Yeah, exactly. And I was thinking, so basically with Haaland in the team, now it seems like Haaland teams are like the worst teams in the FPL history. But if I had captained the correct player, I might have had a green arrow even, which is crazy, like how FPL has been this year. So I think people should just stay patient, make the moves that they feel like, and not get too much influenced by what is being discussed. Then let's look at my bus team. I haven't made any changes yet. missing that Pedro price change and Raul Jimenez price change was a bit bad. But since the time I wildcarded because of price changes, I have been a bit wary of going for price changes. I have in fact not keeping that much track of them. So I'll probably, if Pedro is not going to go up again, I'll wait till the deadline. But if he'll go up, then I'll make the Jimenez to Pedro move. The only reason I basically didn't do it yet is Pedro did get subbed at 60 minutes. Of course, the red card influenced the game. So I'm just being wary there. But most probably, like 99%, it would be Jimenez to Pedro in this week for me. Then Flecker stays in goal. Gabriel is there. Aip Nouri. With our next defender, it's a bit tricky in my team because I have Lewis playing against Liverpool. Greaves is injured and Mikolenko is United. So I most probably would still go ahead with Mikolenko. And we'll see how it goes. Anyways, defenders are not returning that many clean sheets. Let's see if Arsenal can change that scenario. Then Palmer, Salah, Mbumo, Semenyo. Semenyo, I think, is suspended, so I'll have to replace him with someone. Let's see how it goes. So basically, not looking that great for my team at the moment. Haaland is still in the team. Captaincy definitely won't be on him. It could be Salah or Palmer, and then Visa and Raul. Now with Haaland, I am seriously considering selling him to someone like Isaac or maybe even Havertz. And then I can actually upgrade Dibbling to a Saka. And getting in Saka this week would actually be quite good. But I am still thinking about it because if I sell Haaland and get to this Saka, Palmer, Salah midfield structure, I feel like I'm converging to where everyone else is. While with keeping Haaland, I'm still having that edge. And I think with so the main reason that I want to sell Haaland at the moment is to get Arsenal players. And I still have a feeling that probably I can swerve Arsenal players, at least the attackers, till game week 15 or 16, because they have, like the West Ham game is good, but then they have Manchester United and Fulham. And Fulham, of course, I didn't expect them to concede 4-2 goals. But in general, they have been a good defense. So let's see how it goes.
A few things. First, before we start the call, Michael and I were looking at the price changes, and we saw that you were talking about Joao Pedro's price rise. Right now, it says he's projected to rise in 2 days, and which would be after the deadline. So that could be in your favor. But we all know that close to the deadline, the transfers pick up, so it could be earlier. But again, it's an earlier deadline this week, so we only have 2 more today and tomorrow. Yeah. I was hoping that when you would show us your bus team, Haaland wouldn't be there, but I gotta say, I'm a little bit disappointed. Speaking of Haaland replacements, you didn't mention Nicholas Jackson. Is he someone you're considering? Because we were talking about him on our chat yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing good, but maybe I have this in my mind against Jackson. Like this season, he has been delivering, but I'm not too convinced by him. I feel Isaac or Havertz could be better in that position, but it's open. Like to be honest, at the moment I am like 90% not selling Haaland this week, just going for the Jimenez to Pedro move. And the reason for that is if like I can take a hit and sell Haaland, but I also want to get rid of Jimenez. So then it would be like a -8 because I'll sell Haaland, I'll upgrade someone like a Dibbling or Semenyo in the midfield. So that's -8. Next week, I want to sell Mbumo and Visa because Brentford's fixtures are turning. So then again, it will be like -4 or -8. So I sort of postponing the Haaland sell and seeing if maybe City can switch things around. And then actually Haaland now, if I'm not wrong, he's less than 50% or 40% ownership.
He's
So
56% at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
And
was like
like-
70 a few weeks
Yeah,
ago.
it was.
yeah. So, and from 18, he does have a great run. So if in the next 4 weeks, he basically gets like 2 or 3 goals, I think people will start getting him back in. And then if I'm swerving Arsenal till like 16. By the way, I already tried some runs. I could get like keep Haaland and get Odegaard instead of Saka, which would again be another differential in that team. And I think Odegaard could contribute significantly with the fixtures that Arsenal has. So lot of things to think about, which is why I'm not selling Haaland this week, just to give myself an option next week.
Yep. So, but one more question, sorry. So does that mean you're gonna start Rico Lewis over Semenyo since Semenyo suspended?
Yeah, I'll have to see either Rico Lewis or maybe even Dibbling with the Brighton game.
I guess, yeah.
All right, then I guess we covered all the things. We are good. So I hope you guys like watching the video. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.